BBC 5 Live.
It's 1 o'clock on 5 Live. It's afternoon edition with Nahal Arthanaika and Sarah Brett. Our main news. Official sources say one of the men being held in connection with the Manchester attack is the bomber's brother.
Whilst the attack leads the team manager of South Africa's cricketers to admit to genuine concerns and uneasy players.
No one around us to protect us, or have a policeman there who's perhaps just got a taser but hasn't got a weapon. Surely in that highly unlikely event, God forbid, where we find ourselves in that situation, we want to see somebody there who can take some action and protect us.
Attention.
Just stay with us.
By the nearest available exit.
We've had an evacuation, I'm afraid, at this point in time. So thank you very much indeed for your call, Chris. We're going to have to leave right now. Our apologies to our listeners. The building's being evacuated. We'll be back as soon as possible and let you know what's happening. Thank you.
You're listening to BBC Radio 5 Live. We're sorry we can't bring you the scheduled programme at the moment. We'll return to it as soon as we can.
Digital radio, digital TV, downloads and online.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Across the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live. You're listening to BBC Radio 5 Live. We're sorry we can't bring you the scheduled programme at the moment. We'll return to it as soon as we can.
New high-tech scanners which read veins in your fingers are to be used to help prevent bank fraud. Really interesting this. Barclays is introducing the devices for business customers when they're logging.
We're not defined yet.
You're listening to BBC Radio 5 Live. We're sorry we can't bring you the scheduled programme at the moment. We'll return to it as soon as we can.
A question for you. Have you ever wished you could read someone's mind? Now, for the first time, scientists say they've sent a mental message from one person to another.
It drove a robot that would position a coil of wire that will generate...
And that was a pre-recorded tape of Dotun Adebayo. This is 5 Live. It's afternoon edition with Nahal Arthanaika and Sarah Brett. Thank you for bearing with us. It was a fire alarm, in case you're just joining us, and everybody evacuated the building here at Media City. There is no incident. Everybody is OK, and we're back on air. So thank you very much for bearing with us.
And here is the news at 2:06. The older brother of the Manchester bomber is one of the men being held by the past on migration, climate change and a border war between the US and Mexico. John Wilkinson is here now with the sport.
As Headingley, surrounded by extra security, England are playing South Africa.
10 for Tamworth, one lane is closed.
Take 5 Live on the go. On digital, online, smartphone and tablet. Afternoon edition with Sarah Brett and Nihal Arthanaika.
And a very warm welcome to you this afternoon. Thank you for bearing with us during that tape. We're back in the studio. All is very well. We're going to go straight to our Home Affairs correspondent, Danny Shaw, who has news of one of the victims of Monday's attack. Danny, what have you learned?
Sarah, very sad news. One of the
prevent strategy itself, yeah, that's a different matter, because there are many people, many experts as well, that have voiced their concern as to the way it works and the way. Suspicious and targets for surveillance and what have you. So I think there are other ways that the authorities should look at to try and identify, try and locate, try and stop these incidents from occurring, or people going down this path of extremism.
But I guess if prevent is all you have, then you've got to find ways to make prevent work.